I'm Stephanie Grasulo. I'm one of the admissions counselors here. I work with students in Central and Southern Jersey, a couple of Staten Island schools, Delaware, DC, and a few other places throughout the US. I'm also a Wagner alum, so I can definitely speak to the great dining services we have here. But I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie Fondacaro, and she'll introduce herself, and then we will get going in just a few minutes.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Fondacaro. As Stephanie just said, we have Stephanie squared in the building. I'm also one of the admissions counselors. I work with students in New York, primarily Westchester and up, as well as Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia. And I'm also an alum, so I can certainly agree with the wonderful dining services that we have on campus as well. Take it away, Robert.
Thank you for the introduction. Chef Michael and I are here on campus at this time, taking care of all essential services that we have on campus. We have been working very closely with our corporate leadership as well as the college in coordination with communication that we have received from the CDC, the World Health Organization, the New York City Department of Health, the local governments. And as I said, we are in the midst of putting our plans together of what dining will look like when we return in the fall, we hope.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. And for those who are not familiar with our two great panelists today, just so you know, Robert Solzman is the Senior Director of Dining Services, and Michael is the Executive Chef. So they're definitely two people you want to have on your good side because they're the ones providing all the delicious food. And just a reminder, you can type in your questions and we'll try to answer them. So definitely don't be shy. I will get us going with the first question because it seems like a pretty standard question that a lot of students want to know. But can you kind of discuss the meal plans and kind of what a meal plan is for an incoming freshman and if there's a way to adjust it down the line?
So our resident students have 3 options for resident dining meal plans. It's a 19 meals per week, 14 meals per week, or 10 meals. Now the 10 meals is typically provided for seniors, people with not only class load, but work responsibilities associated with their studies. These meal plans offer students the options to be able to dine in the main dining hall, Hawk's Nest, or in Foundation Hall. Both of them, all of the meal plans rather, come with Flexi. The Flexi can be used to purchase some retail items.
Great, thank you. Yeah, there's definitely lots of options, and the meal plan that you have freshman year is really great. It ensures that you have more than enough food to eat. So it's definitely a nice way to get going into college.
On that note, can you speak to a little bit about the 2 different dining options that we have on campus? I know you mentioned the Hawk's Nest briefly, as well as the dining hall. What are the main differences between the 2?
That's a great question. And thank you, Stephanie Squared, for asking me that question. So the main dining hall is what we refer to as an all-you-care-to-eat dining outlet, which means once you come in for the meal, you can have as much food and as much to drink as you want. It does not provide any type of takeout service. So the other option is the Hawk's Nest. Now, the Hawk's Nest is primarily built on taking food out. It's to help all students with busy schedules, busy workload, whatever they have going on. But it's also a public space. So if mom, dad, brother, sister, friends, family wanted to come and visit, they can get into the Hawk's Nest and have a meal together. The main dining hall is a little different because then you have to pay your way in order to go to the dining hall. And that's not to say that family can't join you there. It just has to be paid for in advance before entering the room. The Hawk's Nest also offers two very important features that we know students like. Number one is they can carry anything out. Even if they start to eat it and they can't finish it, they can take it out with them. Plus, it offers the latest hours of dining on campus, which currently it runs until 10 p.m. at night. The main dining hall currently closes Monday through Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it closes at 7 p.m.
But what the other big thing is the value. So your value is going to be in the main dining hall. If you're an athlete, and when I say athlete, it could be a theater student because they're just as athletic as the football guys, if not more. So those that need, a high caloric meal, be it in carbs or in proteins, the main dining hall is where to go. I really push people to go to main dining hall as often as possible. There's so much more of a variety. You can come down here, you hook up to Wi-Fi, you can do your schoolwork. If you are a big eater like myself, you could come in when we open and stay till we close and keep going up as often as you like.
That's awesome. So the main dining hall is more like a buffet. You can eat as much as you like. And like Chef Michael said, you can stay there all day if you wanted to. And the Hawk's Nest is kind of like a cafe grab and go with various different stations, like the grill. I know we have like a salad bar, a pizza station. We also have Starbucks there, correct? Okay, cool.
And a large amount of grab and go items. So even if you can't wait to have something prepared to order, there's a variety of salads and sandwiches and healthy snacks and beverages for somebody who's really on the go.
Yeah, and unique to Wagner, as opposed to many other schools, there's really only 3 stations up there: the grill side, the Starbucks, and then the pizza or salad bar station. But we have about 7 different concepts going at once. There's breakfast all day. There's a concept called pollo, which is different types of chicken dishes. There's the grill. There's and then we run something called Sono, which is like our burrito bar. And then we also do specials added on to that as well. So there's a lot of options from each side. It looks like 3 stations, but it's really several.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, Steph.
Go ahead, Steph.
What's nice to go off what Chef Mike said, there are so many options considering there are only technically 3 stations. Like there's always new foods going on. You're never going to get tired of what you're eating. And I do agree. I think Hawk's Nest is more of a quick, maybe between classes type thing. But dining hall is kind of like when you have time. I would spend hours down there. You start with salad, move to maybe pasta. Of course, you can't forget dessert. There's lots of that. So definitely a place where you'll be hanging out with your friends and getting to know the great staff down there. Do you guys mind? I know we spoke of it a little bit, but talking about the different stations available in the main dining hall.
Yeah. So you have the pizza station is also a double concept down in the main dining hall. On that pizza side, if you remember, and Stephanie's, the pizza side is pizza, pasta, and then we do a form of action. 7 days a week we do omelets there. And then 4 nights and 5 days a week, we do some other form of action. And that could be anything from some type of carvery, a burrito bar, a mac and cheese bar. There's just so many varieties. And that station is truly built on student requests. So as the year goes on and then the years go on, I'll see students that'll say, hey, what if, can we, how come, and then we'll start to build things around that as we go along. So we run on a 5-week cycle, but we alter it constantly as each students come up and say, hey, can we get, and then, yeah, okay, come down next Thursday, I'll have it for lunch, or what's your schedule? Or, oh, I'm not here on Thursdays for lunch. Okay, so we'll do it Friday, for lunch or whatever it is. We make sure that everyone gets a taste of that. Then in the back, you have your beverage area, your schmear bar and bagel bread bar and cereal bar, which will be altered a little most likely with the current situation. The variety will still be there. It'll just be a service factor that might change. And then you have a giant deli. which is built similar to a concept of a Subway, only nicer bread and nicer cold cuts all across the board. We're really strict on the products that we use, so, which you guys should remember. And again, at the deli is just another area that can be constantly customized to what your likings are. We have simple things like just someone requested sour cream from the deli, just to have sour cream available. You'll get students will make a salad at the salad bar and then come over and say, can I have the tuna salad or egg salad on top of my salad that I just built? The salad bar is pretty tremendous. There's a minimum of 6 dressings, a minimum of 4 greens, and there could be up to 28 items on there. And that salad bar features a little section, 1/3 of it now, is something called fuel. And fuel is built for athletes and for recovery type of proteins, vegetarian proteins, meat proteins, and things that we load up in there. On the hot line, which is the main buffet line, there's 9 hot wells and 3 soup wells, and also something we call center stage. Now, every day there, we do 1 to 2 proteins, 2 to 3 vegetables, two starches, a vegetarian starch, and a vegetarian entree, or a vegetarian vegetable type of dish. Usually something like a vegetable bowl that will break down. So you could start with like a nice quinoa or a brown rice, and then add the different toppings, roasted sweet potatoes, roasted butternut squash, broccoli rabe, cauliflower, things like that. The soups are all fresh. We don't use any base. I don't know if you know what that means, but that's like chicken bouillon, things like that. Those base products that are just high in sodium. Everything we reuse all of our produce and meat scraps to make stocks that cover all of our sauces and soups. It's pretty cool, and we're the only university that I know, and Bob and I travel to a lot of different universities to help out, and we're the only ones doing that. No one else is really doing that. On center stage, like I just said, we're going to probably alter it this year, but there's always going to be something going on there. We're sauteing vegetables, we're doing a pasta dish, a risotto, a different kind of rice dish or quinoa dish, carving chickens, carving turkey, carving beef. Every day it changes during lunch. During dinner, it's different, but during lunch, there's something always there. So that's the main dining hall.
What I wanted to add, which helps Wagner, we may be a small or a smaller school, but we have the ability to really connect with students and families to get that one-on-one connection to make sure that as freshmen come in, we're able to help them understand how to get things that they need and what goes into our program. We know when they come in, maybe a little shy at first, but we make ourselves accessible. Michael and I are out in any of the dining outlets, and we're always available for conversation to help make sure that we get you started on your Wagner career and your studies going with everything that you need.
Yeah, freshman moving day is the best, because you really just get to be out there and you know that they're all new faces, and you can see the excitement in their look, in their face. We do something when on moving day, we get a food truck from another school that we borrow, and we make something. Usually it's apple fritters and breakfast pastries, coffee, some type of other beverage or fused water or something. And we get to meet the people as they're coming in. So we already have like a little bit of a grip, and then come lunch, once they come in for lunch or dinner that night, when we're out there, they see us and we welcome them if you need anything. And then you do that for the first couple of weeks. And it's amazing how you'll build friends so quick, people that know they can come to you. And now that I'm here 7 years, I'm on my next round of seniors graduating when they moved in, or welcome back when they're a sophomore, and it's kind of a cool feeling,
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely getting hungry. I don't know about you, Stephanie, but apple fritters sounds really good right now. Chef Michael, I know that you mentioned this quickly, that you get special requests. Is it true that some of the students will reach out to you and text you for a special request?
Yeah, I have again, I'm here 7 years, so there's not 50 now, but there's generally 40 to 50 phone numbers that I have from students. And it depends on what it is. It could be you know, I call it the refrigerator effect. You know, when you're home, when you live at home, you know, you go up to the refrigerator, and we have 5 kids. So you go up to that refrigerator, you open the door, you lean on the door, and you just stare in there, waiting for something to come out. And you can't do that when they're here, you know? So my theory is that if we could get to know them and get to be not friends, but get friendly with people that they know they can come to you, will alleviate a lot of the pressures, because people will complain no matter what. But they'll also be able to ask the stuff that we can provide. But then there's the dietary stuff. A lot of celiac, nut allergies, things like that. Usually through an admissions event, we might meet someone, and we definitely do if there's severe allergies. Celiac and nut are the main. And those people automatically, here's my number, give mom the number or dad the number. Right away, we start that communication quick, because it's important. It's important that they know that, you know, I'm going to spend a lot of money on school, and I want to make sure my kid is going to be, you know, not forced to eat peanut butter for lunch. So we really do a lot of focus on that piece of it at the admissions events, and then on moving day, and then we constantly we'll see if there's someone that could be A, a complainer, B, someone who's picky, C, someone with an allergy, or just someone who's really cool and comfortable with asking for stuff, which is the best student ever, because I'm telling you, there's so many students that we have here that are just so comfortable asking me for things.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's something that really sets Wagner apart from, you know, maybe other schools. You really will get to know the dining staff, and they want to hear from you. And I think when you're at your home, like the kitchen is always like the comforting place where everyone gathers and enjoys food and has fun. So it's nice that we really do create that environment, and you guys do a great job of creating that home atmosphere when they're at Wagner. My my next question for you guys, and you spoke a little bit about it, but I know that you were working on like an allergy-friendly type of station or a new addition. So I just wanted to know like what the update is on that and plans for it.
The build out is done. It's been complete. Unfortunately, when we had to leave school this semester, or students had to go home, we did not get to officially open it up. So we will be having that area come accessible as soon as our students are able to return to campus.
Nice. So our incoming freshmen will kind of be there for the grand kickoff.
They will help us, yes.
It really came out so fantastic. And from what it was, years ago, that was where they served the food from. It was a buffet, like old tray line. You know, it had like the little rails for the tray to push down. And if you remember Annie, the cashier up at the perch, she was probably the one serving it there back in the 60s.
Wow.
And that's true. That, I mean, it really, you had to see when they took it apart, all these really antique type of heating elements and things that we just can't use anymore, like natural gas lines to heat up hot wells. You know, now it's all electric and things like that. It's pretty cool.
Just a reminder, attendees, you can send in any questions if you have. I have an easy question, hopefully. Chef Michael, what is your favorite food or dish to make for the students?
We were doing for a bit pasta Tuesdays, fresh pasta, and I'm of Italian heritage, and I really dug that. It was a lot of fun. But I think the most fun I had was probably my 3rd year, and we still do this station quite often. We make fresh mozzarella. And one year I had a student say, "Can I try?" And she came back and she put gloves on and she was making the mozzarella with us, and it was like the coolest thing ever. I don't know if maybe just the people are changing. You know, maybe it was the curve of a generation. I'm not sure, but of all the times we make the fresh mozzarella in the dining hall now, no one says they want to come. Even when and I go out there, I'm like, "Hey, you want to try?" And they're like, "No."
I do.
No, so it's I don't, like I said, it might be just a curve of change of some sort, but that was the coolest and most fun. But the second thing is, when I know it's something special, we had a student, where was he from? Sweden?
Yes.
We had a student here from Sweden. He graduated a year and a half ago. And there were several dishes that he grew up with that he wanted to see at the action station. And we did them. One of them was called raclette, which is a melted cheese station. It's basically the lamp is called raclette and the cheese is called raclette. And you take this quarter wedge of cheese and you put it under this fiery hot lamp and you scrape the melted cheese off on bread. And just to see the delight in his eyes, and then for him to turn his friends on to, hey, look, this is what I have in my home and in my neighborhood and in my world when I'm not here in New York at Wagner.
That's so cool. That.
I'm getting hungry. Can you guys bring some food here? I know personally as a student, the dining hall, there were always a couple of fun events happening throughout the year. I think a big staple for me was always the midnight breakfast. So can you guys talk a little bit about that and if there are any other events that you think incoming students should know about?
Well, you certainly touched on two of the most popular events that we do for students. Midnight breakfast typically happens on the reading days in December and in either April or May, which really is based on the academic calendar. From 10 p.m. until midnight, it is free to all students on campus, and not just resident students, even our commuters are invited to come in. It is totally handled by my organization, my company. We take care of this event. It allows a community to come together. And what I mean by that is we have all of the RAs and faculty and staff who volunteer their time to come in and be a part of this, working alongside of our associates in providing this event to the students. We utilize the whole main dining hall. I would estimate that we serve anywhere from 600 to 700 people in the 2-hour window. We will do everything from having some breakfast foods and the student favorite to this day, and I've been here now almost 10 years. We have to have tater tots on our midnight breakfast buffet. If we don't have that, it's not a successful event.
I agree.
We have something normally involving ice cream. We'll do things like we'll get the chocolate fountains or dipping stations. We make different types of pizza. We'll have some great healthy snacks like some fresh fruits and yogurts. But once the students come in during these events, they come in, they stay. We have music playing all throughout the event. We make the room a little dark, so we have a nice ambiance, and everybody just comes in, and it helps set the tone to get everyone to relax. We know you have a lot of studying that needs to be done. Your finals are going to probably begin within 48 hours of the event. It's just a great opportunity for community to come together, catch their breath, get ready, and finish out their semester strong. I'm sorry, one other thing. I'm going to give a shout out to Michael on this one. Once a month, we do something called Teaching Kitchen. We invite anyone from the campus, whether you're a student, faculty, staff. Once a month, Michael will teach everyone who comes around the table, and he comes out into the dining hall, and he does a live demonstration. And it could be how to make certain pasta dishes, how to make sauces, how to maybe carve. We did Halloween, we did pumpkin carving. Holiday time, we did gingerbread houses.
That's so cool.
And we built myself and the baker and 2 other associates built smaller houses for the students. So we had, I think we made 13? We made 13 houses or 12 houses, and then we made myself, the baker, who's Leanne, and Natoya, who's my catering cook. She's my favorite human being. We were walking back from an admissions event, and we were talking about what we were going to do for a gingerbread house, and we looked up at Main Hall, and they were like, "Chef, we should do Main Hall." And I was like, that's a good idea. So I started taking pictures of main hall, and the president, Dr. Martin, came walking around. He's like, Michael, what are you doing? Like as in, you're here for a long time. Why are you taking pictures of the building? And I was like, oh, we're gonna make a gingerbread house of main hall. And he looked, he was like, what? Like, you're crazy. And we did it. And the students decorated it, which was even cooler because it was such a popular night that as I was going to decorate main hall, but we had so many extra people, and I said, hey guys, come up. And there's 3 athletes that come pretty much every time, and they just took over. It was so cool. We displayed that until the break.
That's awesome. So cool.
But jump back on the tots. We go through almost 300 pounds of tots for that event. 600 people.
Yeah, tater tots are definitely key, so I can understand why.
Great stress food.
Fast food.
Oh, I think that is all that we have for today. So thank you guys, Robert and Michael, for joining us, and the students who joined in. Thank you. I think if nothing else, I think this conversation really goes to show how our dining services team is kind of in a league of its own when you compare it to your other typical colleges. You guys and your team really go above and beyond to make students feel at home and comfortable in your kitchen. So that's definitely things to look forward to for students who are coming here. So again, thank everyone for joining us. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Thank you for inviting us.
Of course. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.